Hi, everyone. My name is Dawa Jung, and I'm Senator Tony Avella's Deputy Legislative Counsel. I just have a statement from State Senator Tony Avella regarding the expansion USTA Tennis Center Extension Project. I am strongly opposed to the proposed expansion, which would require 0.68 acres of parkland to be permanently turned over to USTA, in addition to the 42 acres of parkland that they already possess. I am outraged that USTA's expansion is not the only planned project that would alienate our parkland and rob the community of public green space. The proposed construction of a Major League Soccer stadium will eliminate nearly 13 acres of parkland in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Concurrently, as part of the Willits Point development, a mega development proposal calls for relinquishment of several acres of parkland to build a 1.4 million square foot mall in the park. While these projects are developed by different entities, we should not consider them as separate. In my opinion, this is perhaps the biggest land grab for parkland, not only in Queens, but also in the entire city. Parkland is sacred. The most disturbing aspect of the USTA's expansion is their position that the application does not require replacement of the lost parkland.
Parkland is owned by the citizens of the city of New York. And I think of it just like if somebody comes into your home who happens to be a thief, which I think this is, it's a steal. And then what they want to do you negotiate with them about what they're going to take? You say, don't take this piece of silverware. Don't take this piece of jewelry. Oh, no, not my television set. No, you say no. And if somebody who is employed by you to keep your home safe and take care of your interests, open the door and let them in. What are they? Are they your servants? Are they your caretakers? Are they your advocates? No. So I say, just say no to the whole damn thing.
There's a strong move by some to privatize the parks in our neighborhood. These people and groups are looking to make money from our green spaces. It's not like they share their wealth with the rest of the citizens of the residents. They look at the green spaces and have desires to make a buck for themselves at our expense. And I strongly stand opposed to these actions. Do you think they would commercially develop Central Park or Prospect Park? I think not. I say no development in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. I say vote against every politician who supports this concept. Put democracy in action. This is America. Thank you very much.
I am here to express my distress and anger over the proposed building of 3 stadiums and a mall in Flushing Meadows Corona Park, taking away 50 acres from the people of Queens. All this overbuilding is an unnecessary and unacceptable takeaway from the Flushing community. We need parks, not more stadiums, not more malls, or parking lots.
Comes now the USTA for a further intrusion in the park, and particularly to increase the size of its structures, and as I understand it, the destruction of hundreds of trees. Enough is enough. The time has come to say no. There is no reason to be intimidated by the USTA. Do not be concerned that if you say no, the USTA will move out of the park. Greedy they are, but not stupid. They will not give up what for them, as is a great deal. They will stay put. With due respect, your obligation is to protect not just the current residents of Queens, but the generations as yet unborn. There is no justification for the USDA's request other than they want to make more money, the bulk of which goes into the pockets of the professional players and its commitments throughout the United States, not Queens. Please do the right thing. Reject the request.
The proposal calls for about 7/10 of an acre of parkland to be alienated, as well as an increase in USTA's leasehold, the construction of a 2-story parking garage, and a new access road through passive open space. The USTA and the city maintain that the parkland that would be alienated does not need to be replaced because the USTA campus is quote-unquote public 11 months of the year. But the tennis courts, for which the USTA charges $40 to $66 an hour during peak times, are not comparably priced with other Parks Department tennis courts, and are too costly for most neighbors.
I'm First Vice President of the Auburndale Improvement Association. We are supporting the group known as Save Flushing Meadows Corona Park. That's the group that is opposing the construction of these three projects that would include the soccer stadium, the expansion of the tennis stadium, and the new mall. We feel that Parkland is sacrosanct. That means it's sacred, it belongs to the people, and it doesn't belong in the hands of private entities. So we hope that as this community board hears this case at the Parks Committee level and at the full board level, that you will vote against these projects and support the people who use the parks.
It's a disgrace that they should take the park away from the children.
I want you to know that Pat Dolan is rolling over in her grave right now. She could never have put up with what's going on here in her park. Do not allow this precedent to set the stage for all parks to be superseded by development. And if the community board falls for this and votes for this, we will have lost our faith in them completely. Don't let us down. Thank you.
It's truly time to step back and look at the destruction of our parkland and ask ourselves, when will it stop? Please make your decision on proceeding with this project with common sense and not just the dollar sign. Our parks were meant for our enjoyment, and more parkland cannot be created. Once it is gone forever. Thank you.
I want to emphasize any privatization, building of tennis stadiums, particularly parking lots, would be an environmental disaster. And in addition, as a social worker, I'd like to emphasize the extreme importance of parks to both mental and physical health. So I just urge everyone here to do everything possible, contact your politicians, your neighbors, everybody, to make sure that not 1 inch of this park is stolen from the people of Queens. Thank you.
Because of this plan by the Tennis Association, the Major League Soccer, and a shopping mall, we may have no more park. And I'm just wondering, how does this happen that the city gives away our public land to private developers? What laws are being violated here, and how can we stop it? What can we do to prevent this from happening?
Talk about the USTA, and the story is right now they only want a small piece. Last year they made $275 million profit. They gave the city approximately 2.5. Let's even say they gave the city $3 million. Their number one excuse for needing more land right now is to compete with countries like Dubai for bigger purses. $275 million profit. You're saying you need to expand to compete so you can give bigger purses? You can't tap into that $275 million profit, but you want the taxpayers, the citizens, and the residents of Queens to give it up.
The Save Flushing Meadows Corona Park Conservancy has almost 24 organizations that have signed on, including many groups that are in Community Board 7, Auburndale Improvement Association, who spoke, Casino Park Civic Association, Broadway Flushing Homeowners Association, Northeast Flushing Civic Association, and there are the Queens Civic Congress, of course, which represents civics throughout the entire borough. And I think it's just very important for everyone to remember that while these three projects are being proposed as separate projects, and many of you know me, I've been up in front of you about zoning plans, etc., and as a planner, these are all tied together. They're obviously all tied together. There are these projects at the ends of terms that happen with mayors and with governors and with presidents and other elected officials who want a legacy. And this is part of that legacy, is to try to push these projects through before the end of this term. So I would request and plead with the committee and the full board to consider the position of the community over the position of those who would like to essentially use our public parkland and our assets for private use and gain. Thank you.
Now, what you don't know, and you have no idea what's going on in the park, is that it's Saturdays when we are playing, and then the tennis start playing, the tennis It starts on August, September. All programs, all kids have to stop playing because all the buses, everybody goes to the park. And we, it's dangerous for the kids, they don't want to stay. They kick us out. You don't know, but this is happening every summer. Our kids are stopped from playing. Now, to me, it's very important to stop all these projects because it's going to really jeopardize the health and the future of our kids.
We need to step in and stop the land grab. It may have occurred in other parks, including Fort Totten. We may have been a little too late for that, but I think we see what's going on right now. We got to put a stop to it.
Nobody has spoken to this, but there's a 438-page document called a Draft Environmental Impact Study. Now, the disgrace of this Draft Environmental Impact Study is that it was co-authored by the Parks Department in unison with the USTA, and worse than that, it was done by a consulting firm that probably has an ivory tower over in Manhattan, has no idea what our community is all about. But some of the things that they say in that report are startling. You've heard about the 422 trees that will be gone. Well, they say, oh yeah, but they'll be replaced. Well, these are mature trees. You and I know that you don't replace mature trees. In addition to that, there are 6 trees that are on the environmental list of species that are endangered. The willow oak, those will be coming down. Now, if Commissioner Stern was still Parks Commissioner, he would be in front of those bulldozers. There's no mistake about that. The other suspicion about this draft report is it was probably paid for not by the taxpayer, which I think would be reasonable, because we should have an arm's length relationship between the Department of Parks and the USTA. But it was probably paid for by the USTA. They do admit that there might be a slight transportation problem. Give me a break. They're bringing 10,000 people a day additionally to the park. 100,000 people over the 2 weeks of this renovation. Give me a break. They also say, oh, there's a possibility that we will do some park improvements. A possibility. They will come to our community boards with nothing committed to help our parks or our neighborhoods. I would urge you to vote no. The kids that use this park, that's their vacation. Their vacation. Many of us go away for a vacation, but not these kids. They live every day on vacation during the summer in Flushing Meadows Corona Park. Thank you very much.
This proposal of development, in my opinion, it is immoral and it's wrong. You know how precious public land, especially parkland, is. It's ever shrinking. Once it is lost forever, can never be replaced. So this is wrong and immoral. Please oppose this. No conditions. Thank you very much.